New update. Brandon Beemer fired, Shawn shot dead, Days of Our Lives spoilers, a creative fiction. Salem had always been a town where truth hid behind lace curtains and whispered itself into existence through candlelit rooms. But on this morning, the air felt different, heavier, metallic, like rain pressing against a storm window. By noon, the rumors would harden into headlines. By nightfall, they would become grief. And by dawn tomorrow, nothing in Salem would ever be the same again. The first whisper arrived at the Brady pub before the breakfast crowd had finished their coffee. It slid across the counter between plates of eggs and stacks of pancakes, carried by a voice that trembled just enough to sound credible. "Did you hear?" the voice asked. "They fired him." Just like that. Roman Brady froze mid-pour, his brow furrowing. "Fired who?" The woman leaned in, eyes darting toward the door as if the walls themselves might report her. "Brandon Beemer. Gone. Shawn's done." The mug shattered against the counter. Roman stared at the broken porcelain, then at the woman. "You don't spread nonsense like that in my pub." But even as he spoke, the hairs on the back of his neck rose. Salem didn't do nonsense. It did secrets, scandals, and slow-burning disasters. Across the room, Belle Black lifted her head. She hadn't meant to listen, she never did, but some instincts were bred too deeply to ignore. The name Shawn landed like a fist in her chest. She stood abruptly. "What did you say?" The woman recoiled. I just heard." "From who?" No answer came. The rumor had already done its damage. Belle's phone vibrated in her hand, the screen lighting up with a message she hadn't yet read. Her heart pounded as if it already knew. Outside, sirens wailed. The alley behind the old Salem Inn was a place most people avoided, too narrow, too quiet, too close to memories better left buried. That morning, Shawn Brady hadn't planned on being there. He'd taken the long way, head down, collar up, replaying the argument in his mind. He'd told Belle he needed time. She'd told him time was the one thing they'd already wasted. The echo of footsteps reached him just before the shot. The sound cracked the air, sharp, final. Shawn staggered, confusion flashing across his face as pain blossomed, hot and immediate. He tried to turn, to see his attacker, but the world tilted. His knees hit the pavement. Blood pooled beneath him, dark and spreading. A shadow loomed. "You should have stayed out of it," a voice said, low, distorted. Shawn tried to speak. To ask what? To say Belle. But the words drowned in red. By the time the sirens arrived, Shawn Brady was already gone. Salem News Channel interrupted regular programming at 11:17 a.m. A banner scrolled across the screen in bold red letters. Belle dropped her phone. The world narrowed to a single sound, her own breath tearing in and out of her lungs. The room spun, faces blurring into streaks of color. Someone grabbed her arm. She didn't know who. She didn't care. "No," she whispered. "No, no, no." Across town, Hope Brady felt it before she heard it. A mother's intuition, sharp as glass. Her phone rang, and for one impossible second she considered not answering. "Hope," Roman's voice broke. "You need to sit down." She already was. By afternoon, the second bombshell dropped. Entertainment blogs lit up. Social media exploded. A headline went viral within minutes. Speculation ran wild. Creative differences. Contract disputes. A storyline gone wrong. Fans demanded answers, hashtags trending worldwide in hours. But in Salem, the line between fiction and reality blurred in the most painful way possible. Kayla Brady stood in the hospital corridor, staring at a clipboard she no longer needed. "They're saying it's connected," she murmured to Steve Johnson. "The firing. The storyline. Shawn's death." Steve clenched his jaw. "Nothing's ever just a storyline here, document." Behind them, Belle screamed. Belle Black had always prided herself on control. On logic. On the ability to argue her way through anything. None of that mattered now. She collapsed against Shawn's hospital bed, fingers clutching at the sheets as if she could pull him back through sheer force of will. His face was peaceful. Too peaceful. A cruel illusion. "I was supposed to meet you for dinner," she sobbed. "You promised we'd talk. You promised." Silence answered her. Hope stood in the doorway, tears streaming unchecked. She had lost people before. Lovers. Friends. This was different. This was a piece of her soul carved out and taken away. "Who did this?" Hope whispered. Belle lifted her head slowly.
Something hard flickered in her eyes.
I'm going to find out. Salem police worked around the clock, but answers came slowly.
Too slowly.
The alley yielded little. No weapon, no clear footage. Just a partial shoe print and a sense that the killer had known exactly where Shawn would be. Rafe Hernandez briefed the family. We're looking at multiple angles.
Shawn had cases open. Enemies. Hope shook her head.
My son wasn't reckless. Rafe hesitated. Sometimes being good makes you a target. Across town, a familiar face watched the news in silence.
E.J. Beemer turned off the television and smiled thinly.
Rumors swirled around the Beemer mansion like smoke. Shawn had been investigating something. Financial irregularities, illegal shipments, whispers of a cover-up that reached far beyond Salem.
Chad Beemer confronted his brother. Did you know about this? E.J.'s eyes darkened. Know about what?
Shawn Brady's death.
I know what everyone knows. Chad slammed his hand on the desk.
Don't lie to me. E.J. stood, smoothing his cufflinks. Careful, brother. Grief makes people careless. Elsewhere in the mansion, a door creaked open.
Someone had been listening.
Backstage gossip spilled into the open.
Crew members whispered about last-minute script changes. About an argument. About a refusal to play along.
He didn't like how it ended, one insider said. Said Shawn deserved better.
Fans rallied.
Candlelight vigils appeared online and in real life.
Messages flooded in. Justice for Shawn. Bring Brandon back.
This isn't right. In Salem, the loss was not entertainment.
It was a funeral. St. Luke's Church overflowed.
Flowers lined the pews. The bell tolled, each chime another nail in Hope's heart. Belle stood at the altar, black dress clinging to her like a second skin. She delivered the eulogy with a voice that didn't feel like her own. Shawn believed in justice, she said. In doing the right thing, even when it hurt. Especially when it hurt. She paused, tears falling freely. He deserved a future. A murmur rippled through the crowd. From the back pew, a hooded figure watched, unmoving. That night, Belle couldn't sleep. She replayed every conversation, every fight, every half-finished sentence.
Her phone buzzed at 2:13 a.m.
Unknown number. He died because he wouldn't stop asking questions.
Her blood ran cold. Belle, who is this? 3 dots appeared. Then vanished. On her doorstep the next morning lay a single envelope. Inside, a photograph. Shawn. In the alley. Not alone.
The image was grainy, but the outline was unmistakable. Steve, Belle said, voice shaking. Tell me I'm wrong. Steve Johnson studied the photo, his one good eye narrowing. I wish I could.
Who is it? He exhaled.
That's someone who should have stayed buried. As Salem reeled, a statement finally dropped.
Not an apology. Not an explanation. Just 3 words.
Creative direction change.
Fans erupted. So did Salem. Kayla slammed her laptop shut.
They think they can erase him. Roman shook his head.
You can fire an actor.
You can't erase a legacy. In the distance, thunder rolled.
The confrontation came fast. Too fast.
In the abandoned warehouse by the docks, Belle stood face to face with the truth. You used him, she said, voice steady despite the fear clawing at her chest. And when he got too close, you killed him.
The man laughed softly.
He was a problem.
Sirens wailed outside.
The gun fell to the floor. The arrest made headlines. Justice, partial, fragile, was served.
But nothing brought Shawn back. Hope placed a photo on her mantle.
Belle moved forward, one breath at a time. Salem stitched itself together, scar by scar. And somewhere beyond the screen, fans still talked.
About what was lost. About what should have been. About a hero taken too soon.
As the camera pulled back on Salem one final time, a familiar voice echoed in memory. I'll always come home.
The screen faded to black.